the 3-1 Arizona Diamondbacks, who took 3 of 4 in their opening series against Atlanta, head out to the Bronx to take on the 2-2 New York Yankees. As on the mound today for the Diamondbacks will be that young man right there, Todd Woodruff, making his major league debut. He is the number 1 prospect in the organization, number 11 in the major leagues. He has so much upside and potential. The Diamondbacks signed him last year, right before the MLB draft in free agency. Why he was in free agency, who knows? 5'11", 180, not the biggest guy, as his first batter would be Miguel Andujar, and he gets some nice defensive play by Todd Woodruff. Of course, last game, John Duplantier made his MLB debut on the mound. Didn't go as well as this first inning from Woodruff. 1-2-3 as he does get Aaron Judge striking out. Pitching today for the Yankees will be the former LA Angel Tyler Skaggs. Solid year last year, 14-9 with a 3.86 ERA. Not great, but definitely very respectable for the veteran. Here's Chris Davis. He better double check that swing, as Skaggs would get off to an incredible start in this game. Next batter, David Peralta, would strike out on the changeup. Batter after that, Mike Moustakas, swinging way too early on the curveball. Moustakas had an incredible series, 429 with 4 dingers against Atlanta. Now, bottom 2, the first base hit of the day is by Gleyber Torres, and the right fielder totally missed the play right there. Torres gets a double instead of a single because of it. However, Didi Gregorius strikes out. Of course, Gregorius is a former Arizona Diamondback. And then very nice play from Mike Moustakas, sorry, to get the out at short, so it's still 0-0. On to the third inning, Jake Lamb swinging at a low changeup, ending the inning. It's been a very rough start for Mr. Lamb, as this kid's just a window shopper because he's just looking. That's Brandon Drury who would strike out, and then Marcell Ozuna would follow with a strikeout looking. Bottom 4, and the judge has entered the courtroom, everybody. Aaron Judge. He's going to send that one a deep way. It barely goes over the fence, and this scoreless game is no longer scoreless. The first run allowed in Todd Woodruff's career is a solo shot by Aaron Judge. He does get Giancarlo Stanton striking out on a sweeping curveball, his 5th of the day. And then Gleyber Torres, he would have ripped one down the left field line for a single. Very nice defensive play, preventing Torres from getting a double. So 2 out, Jake Lamb barely makes that play. Torres is out at second, and Todd Woodruff gets out of a small jam, allowing 1 run in that inning. David Peralta once again strikes out. He's had a rough start this year. Tyler Skaggs still pitching a perfect game up to this point, as Luke Voit would walk, putting 2 on and no out. Batter after that, Miguel Andujar would walk. So the bases are loaded for Brandon Drury, who would ground out to second. The second baseman tags for runner, but he doesn't throw it to first. Run scores, so it's 2-0. Next batter, that would be Aaron Judge, who hits a sac fly to Marcell Ozuna. Luke Voit would score, and that would make it 3-0 New York. Giancarlo Stanton would end the inning with a strikeout on a running fastball. So definitely not a great inning for Todd Woodruff. Here's Wilmer Flores now up in the 6th inning. Perfect game, bye-bye, as Wilmer Flores is shop and gap. That is a no-out double for the former New York Met, Wilmer Flores. Big play right there. The Diamondbacks finally get a base runner. Then, not too long later, Nick Williams, he would get that one as Gleyber Torres botches it. So now runners on the corners, 2 outs for Marcell Ozuna, and he would capitalize. The former Marlin and Cardinal with a single into center. Wilmer Flores scores, Nick Williams heads to third, and the Diamondbacks are on the board with a Marcell Ozuna single, making that 1-3. Now in the 6th inning, Gary Sanchez hits a weak one to Todd Woodruff. That would be Woodruff's final out of the game. 6 innings, 3 runs earned. Very solid debut for Woodruff, as David Peralta, he is lucky that he was able to walk there, as there was 2 strikes. Now here comes in Zach Britton to replace Skaggs after the walk. Very good outing from Skaggs. He dominated. Let's see if the Diamondbacks can capitalize with the new pitcher, as Mike Moustakas gets that one over Gleyber Torres. But it wouldn't matter, as the rookie Pavin Smith would ground out, leaving multiple runners on, ending the inning. Now bottom 7 for Aaron Hicks, and he would get the corners painted right there by Matt Andriese. 8th inning as Jake Lamb totally beats the shift on that one. The Yankees were not ready, and that'll be a no-out double to start off the inning for Jake Lamb. Let's see if Arizona can drive him in. They have the top of the lineup up now as Nick Williams fouls off that one. And then he gets it to Didi Gregorius. Nice play, but he does advance the runner. Marcell Ozuna now up. He would strike out. Big out right there for the New York Yankees. However, Wellington Castillo would rip a single into right field. Lamb scores, and it's just a one-run game. Headed into the ninth inning, Aroldis Chapman, former Cincinnati Red and Chicago Cub, on to save it. Last year, he had 47 saves as Wilmer Flores keeping the game alive with a two-out single. So now here comes Ketel Marte to pinch hit for Pavin Smith, as Arizona did not want a lefty on lefty, but it doesn't matter as Ketel Marte would fly out to center field, and the New York Yankees get the win by a final score of 3-2, and both teams' records after this game are now 3-2. So now Arizona's minor league opening days, we have the Jackson Generals taking on the Birmingham Barons. This is Double-A. The Barons are the Double-A affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, as it'll be Dylan Covey on the mound. Last year, I think those might be his major league stats, and he was not great. 6.43 ERA, only 7 innings, so a small sample size. As the first batter of the game, Guillermo Vargas rips a single. Batter after that would be the acquisition at the trade deadline, Wander Samuel Franco from the Tampa Bay Rays, and Wander Franco is shopping gap. Guillermo Vargas will score from first, and that'll be a no-out run for the Generals. A triple for Wander Franco. The score is now 1-0. Quick start. So now 1 out for Kevin Cron. He's going to fly that one awfully high into center. Wander Franco would score, and the Jackson Generals would take a 2-0 lead. Very good start for them. Fred Nix will be on the mound. Like Todd Woodruff, he was signed last year in free agency, as obviously he's not the prospect that Todd Woodruff is, but he is a talented player. As with 1 out, he will allow that single right there for the Barons. However, Charlie Tilson would go down looking, the highly regarded center field prospect. And nice little play right there for the Barons in the second inning, as they would score a run, making it 2-1. Or no, that's still the first inning, my bad. So they would score a run in the first. Sheets would go down looking. So now second inning, Marcus Wilson would strike out. Dylan Covey's second of the day. Here's Basabe. He would go down looking. He's not too thrilled about that one. And then a few batters later, he thought that was a walk for sure, but the ump will call it a strike. The umpires were very generous to the Jackson Generals today, no doubt about that. As bottom two, Birmingham would tie up the game with an RBI single, now 2 apiece. Let's go third inning now for... That is Guillermo Vargas. That's a nice shot into right field. He's going to be a little antsy. He's headed for third, and he would be gunned down. Nice play right there by the Jackson defense. And it would cost the Generals a run, as a couple batters later, that's Rob with 2 Bs Robertson, the third-round pick in the 2019 MLB draft, going yard. And the Jackson Generals would take a 3-2 lead, as Rob with 2 Bs with the dinger. Nice play there for Jackson. Bottom 3 now. That one is going hard into left, but an excellent play by Sam Hilliard, I believe, running in the wall, making the catch, as Marcus Wilson is just a window shopper because he's just looking. There's Jamie Westbrook going down on the slider. Nice way to end the inning right there. Fifth inning for Wander Franco. That one's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a bomb. As Wander Franco would double this lead. It is now a 2-run game. Obviously his first of the year. And then the batter after that, Rob with 2 Bs, now has 2 dingers in his organizational debut, as this is his first game with any of the Diamondbacks minor league clubs. He has 2 Bs in his first name, and he also has 2 dingers. Nice play right there for Rob Robertson, as that one goes over the head of Wander Franco, I believe, for a base hit. That one was clearly inside. Booker would agree, but the umpire would call it a strike. Here's Sheets. He would go down looking on the outside fastball. Another questionable call right there, as that would end Nix's day. 6 strong innings. Now on to the 7th inning. That one is a high flyer. It's deep. It has warning track power, but it would be caught I believe that was Wander Franco who hit that, almost got his second home run of the day, as Berger is more blind than Helen Keller. I don't know what on earth he was swinging at. And then not marijuana, but Bond would go down looking. Joey Krimble is the pitcher in the game with the strikeout, and he would strike out the next batter right after that. Here's a quick look at the starter comparison. Really solid game from Fred Nix. Dylan Covey can't really say the same. 8th inning now, Birmingham trying to spark a run as the left fielder Sam Hilliard misplays it, and that would be a double for the Barons, and he would be able to score as they do drive him in off an RBI double for Birmingham, and it's now 5-3. Not too long later, that one is deep into left, barely creeps fair, run scores, and now it's 5-4. That's another RBI double, and Birmingham cuts the lead to 1. Jackson is really starting to choke this game. Marcus Wilson draws a questionable walk right there. Birmingham's coach is rightfully frustrated. And then the Jackson Generals would load the bases with a single. What can they do here? Top of the order up, Ildiarmo Vargas. He strikes out, but it's a wild pitch. Run headed home, and he will be out. Nice play right there by the Birmingham defense to get out of a jam. Here's Daniel Gibson on for the save. Gibson spent some time last year in a major league club. Wasn't particularly great as he gets Bond striking out. And then the final hope for Birmingham would be out. Nice play by the center fielder Marcus Wilson. And the Jackson Generals would start their year off 1-0. Solid performance from Fred Nix. He would get the win. Now, on to AAA, the Reno Aces, who they were one game away from making the AAA championship last year. They're taking on the Sacramento River Cats, the AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. Henry Owens will be on the mound, as I think those are his major league stats last year. He was in the majors for a little bit. Wasn't great. Wasn't totally awful, as the first batter of the game would rip a base hit into left. However, the next batter would ground into a 5-4-3 double play as the Reno infield is more chemistry than a science project. On the mound today for the River Cats will be the veteran Jeff Samardzija, who's had plenty of major league success, as I forgot to show him actually on the mound. I guess the clip didn't save, as that would be a double for Sacramento, and then they would rip a single. I don't know why the runner decided not to run. That clearly was not going to be caught. The shortstop wasn't going after it, and it looks like Sacramento's going to pay as Reno turns the 6-4-3 double play. Runner on third and 2 outs for Sacramento, and they would do absolutely nothing. Bottom 2 now, Gisardo Chisholm up. He spent last year in Double-A. His first Triple-A at bat would be an out. There's Joe Adell, former LA Angels prospect, was acquired last year, beating out the throw, ending Jeff Samardzija's perfect game. That would be a base hit. And then the batter after that, Henry Owens, the pitcher, bloops a base hit into left. So 2 on and no outs for the Reno Aces. And what would they do? Here's Kyler Murray up at the dish. He would turn a 6-4-3 double play, ending the Reno Aces' chances of scoring in that inning. Still 0-0. Cabrera up in the 4th. He would strike out. Nice curveball from Henry Owens. 4 strong innings for Mr. Golden Locks, as Owens makes a really nice play right there. However, all the runners would be safe, so the bases are now jacked with 1 out. And then the Reno Aces would turn a double play. Chisholm to Milkic to Christian Walker, and Reno gets out of the jam, so it's still 0-0. 5th inning now, that's Carson Kelly, I believe. He would ground into a double play, as the Sacramento infield is more chemistry than a science project. Still 0-0, as Joe Adell would strike out on the slider. Nice pitch from Samardzija, who was an all-star in 2014 with the Oakland A's. He was also a wide receiver with Notre Dame back in his college days. Bottom 6 now, Kyler Murray up at the dish. The Heisman Trophy winner barely gets a single. So 2 outs, runner on. Can the Aces capitalize? As here's Drew Ellis up at the dish. That one's high, deep, but not deep enough. Still 0-0 as we head into the 7th inning. And it looks like Sacramento's starting to hit the ball a little bit. Their offense has done a little bit better so far than Reno's, as that's going to be a 1-out double for the Cats. And then of all the people to get the first RBI, it's the pitcher, Jeff Samardzija, with a single, and the River Cats would take a 1-0 lead. Big hit right there. Alex Healy would strike out. Healy was very good last year in the playoffs, as Samardzija is still pitching phenomenally. 8th inning now. That one will go a long way. Henry Owens was taken out after the 7th inning, by the way, so he didn't allow that. I believe that was Robbie Scott who allowed the home run, as Sacramento doubles their lead. Here's the pinch hitter, Abraham Almonte. Very nice play by the first baseman in the 8th inning. Now top 9 as the left fielder misses the dive, and here comes the base runner rounding the wagon. He would head home for an inside-the-park home run. That would have been a single if it weren't for bad judgment by the left fielder. I believe that's Joe Adell. And that will make it 3-0. And because of that, Sacramento wanted to test the left fielder as he just dives on the ground for whatever reason, but at least he does get it. And then the next batter will go back into left field. These guys want to see if Joe Adell will mess up again, but to end the inning with 2-1 and 2 outs, it would be the center fielder making the play. Ending the inning, here's Sam Dyson on for the save, the veteran, as Jeff Samardzija's day was done after 8 innings, and he would end up getting the save as Drew Ellis grounds out, and the Sacramento River Cats start off 1-0. Reno Aces go down to 0-1 as excellent day from Jeff Samardzija, 8 innings, no runs, and Sacramento was able to get the shutout. I'm a Barbie girl in the